Well, hello and welcome to my next LPX Podcast live. This is actually the 5th episode, and unfortunately, I do apologize for those of you who waited for this. This episode was supposed to air last week, on last Friday, but for those of you who saw my post, I was volunteering last weekend at a hospital carnival, and I wouldn't have gotten home until actually that night. I didn't get home until 12 o'clock. And just pretty much didn't have the energy or the time to do the podcast. I pushed it to this week, but definitely it's going to be back to back. So not only will you expect one today, but you're also going to get another one next Friday. So you have 2 opportunities to tune in, ask questions, or just have a discussion with me there. But today's podcast is going to be a little bit shorter than normal. It's been a busy week. I'm going to go over that later on, but today I'm pretty much going to go over, I only picked 2 news topics to talk about because the rest of this podcast I want to dedicate to just pretty much updating all of you about the channel, about what's going on with myself, just pretty much give you an update on my life right now. And on top of that, I definitely want to give you guys, also we're going to talk about the 5,000 milestone event. But the 2 news articles I decided to talk about today was pretty much this past week, Samsung actually announced that they had a transparent mirrored OLED screen for retail stores to begin using in Hong Kong. So that was interesting to me. Number 2, we're going to talk about the Oculus Rift announcement, the retail announcement that they did I believe it was today or 2 days ago, talking about pretty much the product that's going to come out early next year. Very exciting stuff. And then obviously the rest of the podcast will probably go on for about an hour today. Maybe an hour and a half, depending on how the conversations go. And pretty much the rest of the podcast will be just dedicated to answering your questions. So pretty much today I just have the comment feed up and we'll just go right at it right there. But let's go. Moving on though. But once again though, for those of you who are tuning in live, welcome. I'm actually working on, so one thing you guys need to know, I'm actually working on finally having a proper sound recorder / mixer / editor, and then I'm going to start uploading these podcast episodes to a proper podcast site like SoundCloud or iTunes, so you guys can actually download it from a proper channel and you guys can listen to it on your feeds. So I'm definitely working on that. But for those of you joining live, thank you. For those of you who are actually listening to the post video or to the audio version, is this thank you for just giving your time. So I won't waste any more time. Let's move on. Let's move on down to one of the news topics. So let me see here. Okay. Well, the first topic that I wanted to talk about for this podcast is actually, so we're going to go to Samsung's OLED screen. So there we go. Let me get to that. Let me bring that image up for you guys. Boom. Well, there we go. So, this past week, Samsung announced that they actually had a fully working, interactive, transparent, mirrored OLED screen. So, for those of you who are watching, here's the picture of it right here. It's fully interactive. It's got sensors. It's augmented reality. And it's working. There's another image of the girl actually interacting with it and playing around with it, but they're pretty much implementing this in a retail store in Hong Kong, according to the CNET article there. I wanted to bring this up because in the past couple weeks, people were kind of bringing out all these articles about how Samsung has finally fallen from grace. They're not innovating anymore. Apple has completely taken the mantle and is winning. So I had a huge rant about that the other week, but I definitely want to talk to the point that Samsung is not out of the game. Phones aren't the only thing that is technology in the world, or smartwatches. Yes, in my opinion, they're one of the leaders in it, but they definitely got a lot going for them. They have more than just those devices, and this TV is just a prime example. A prime example of what I'm talking about. And really quick, Jesus Melendez, welcome to the podcast. You finally caught up, dude. Welcome, dude. And just remember, folks, throughout the podcast, It doesn't matter if I'm ranting or in the middle of talking. Please go ahead and leave a comment because I will eventually get to your question, or in the middle of it, because as I'm talking, I'm actually reading it, so don't worry. And also, just remember, what I'm speaking and reading and what you're seeing on the screen is slightly delayed by a good 5 to 10 seconds, so do forgive me on that point. But going back to the point, Samsung is definitely, they're pretty much, I don't know what's the right word for it. They're doing something. They're brewing something in the background. That's kind of interesting. I mean, with the Samsung Gear S and their phones experimenting with the curved displays, now transparent OLED screens, virtual reality with the Gear VR, they're doing something, and it's going to be interesting to see because they're the ones pioneering. They were the first ones to technically speaking, LG pioneered the first curved phone, but Samsung has been the ones consistently at the Consumer Electronics Shows bringing out the curved TVs, bendable LCD screens and everything, and now a transparent screen. This is where the future of glass is. So I'm not sure if I'm not sure if any of you've seen Corning glasses a day. What's it called? It's called A Day of Glass. And these screens are pretty much the future of Windows. Pretty much like you're gonna imagine having this all around your house. You wake up, as soon as you wake up, it's, oh, boom, like here's your TV, you can go ahead and interact with it, you get all your messages. It's pretty much having this on a larger scale. It's coming. Like the future homes that you guys seen in movies, like in like RoboCop per se, they're almost here. It's going to be within, like this TV right now is probably ridiculous. There wasn't a price on the website, but I can pretty much damn tell you it's going to be over 10 grand. But give it a few years and it'll be commercially available to us for probably $1,000 or something. Just even recently, the what's it called? A couple of years back when they were first releasing the 3D TVs, the 240 hertz TVs, smart TVs, they were like $3,000-$4,000. Now you can pick one up for $500-$600 of the same caliber. So definitely stuff like this will definitely come down. But to my point of Samsung being innovative, it's like you guys got to understand, they're not just gonna roll over and let Apple take over the world. No, they're actually working on stuff not to screw people over. Hopefully, my fingers crossed, like Apple is. Like Apple's pretty much repackaging old tech as new. They're flaring it up a little bit, but they're selling it to you. It's like they're like the auto manufacturers. They're not really changing anything. They're just they're adding a few safety mechanisms there, better fuel efficiencies there, but they're still giving you 100-year-old technology. The gas engine. They're constantly doing it. Samsung's actually experimenting with different things. They're the ones experimenting with hydrogen. The car world equivalent, but they're the ones that are growing out of that gasoline engine in the tech term world, and they're going on with, and they're actually just bringing it out like curved screens. They're just like, let's just do it. Here's a curved watch. Here's a curved screen. Here's a curved TV. Let's see how people receive it. Let's see if we can actually mass produce these, per se. And it's working. I mean, in my mind, it's working. I don't know. Maybe it might be different. Maybe it might be different on paper and what the news articles are saying, but just be on the lookout, folks. Just don't listen to really all these articles coming out from your favorite tech companies like CNET and Consumer Reports, even like NBC, MSNBC about the downfall of Samsung and how Apple is the king. Please stop listening to them. They're not telling you. Most of them are sponsored ads, sponsored articles, meaning one way or another they were compensated for that article by Apple. And number two, they're giving you such a short-sighted picture of everything. I won't go on it, but if you guys caught my last podcast, I went off on that and I kind of educated on how the smartphone market works right now and why you should really see past the front of the picture you're seeing there. But definitely, I don't want to drag on this topic. This is just something that interested me. This just pretty much showed me that Samsung's still on it and they're still working hard. So just keep that in mind. I know that was a weak start to the podcast. I apologize. Let's go ahead and move on. But let's go ahead and welcome some people here. Let's see who's here. Albertine. Oh, you finally caught the podcast. Welcome. I am sorry. I keep failing to realize that I have subscribers from around the world, and so I apologize. It's late here, so it's probably like really late in Sweden right now because you guys are like 6 hours, 7 hours ahead of us here. But definitely welcome, Jesus, New Jersey. You're really close. You're my next door neighbor. Tori, baby. By the way, folks, for those of you who are in the podcast, I would like you to congratulate Miss Tori. I'm not sure if I can actually share that yet, but welcome. Thank you for stopping in and watching. I guess you're bored right now on a Friday night, but thank you for coming out. But I'd like to congratulate you, Tori. You know for what. But let me see here. Let me go up to a comment that was recently just said. Thoughts on the leaked Note 5? I don't like talking about leaks. I'll quickly tell you why. Because it's just rumors. If you look at all of these articles coming out, I loved how as soon as the S6 was released, the Samsung Galaxy S6, there were already articles, quote unquote, about the S7. Of what the S7 will have. There's nothing set in stone. There's nothing patented right now. They're just putting it out there by assumptions and hoping that you'll read their article or go into their site and read a little paragraph that they have just so you can get ad impressions. Now, once again, like I won't be shameless and say that I'm not guilty of ads too and everything, but I'm not going out there and putting out fake videos of, oh, here's the Samsung Galaxy S2 finally. Just kidding, it's just a rumor. No, I wouldn't do that to you guys. I only like to talk about and report on things that I know that are hard facts, or if people are bothering me about. Like, let's say like the Gear A. I got tons of questions about the Gear A. There's nothing set in stone about it yet, but I decided to make a video on it just to kind of clarify things for you guys and give you my thoughts on it. But for the Note 5, I will say I really hope that it has a 4K resolution, that they do adopt this, they get rid of the Snapdragon processor, they put their Exynos processor, which apparently is running a lot better on the S6, and I've tested it, so yes, I really do hope so. And that they finally bring back, put it this way, they don't take away the removable back so we can have our expandable memory. Those three things, and I'll be happy with it. On top of that, better RAM too. Let's see. Let me come down here. 955 Godson. Would you root your Gear S? No. To be honest, no. And here's why. If you haven't caught my other videos and my other podcasts before, my thing on smartwatches is keep it simple. Don't try to make it replace your phone. The device is streamlining all your contacts and all your notification, your and your the basic data for you. It's, in my opinion, it may be different for others, but a lot of people that I've known who've finally gotten smartwatches and even a few weeks later agree with me on this. Doing this on your watch for more than 5-10 seconds gets annoying. It's because this gesture right here, our history of watches, it's just up and down. It's just really quick. There's really no need to make this replace a perfectly good. You know, if you have a phone, you can do it right here on the phone. There's no need to replace it, and that's what I find myself doing. Like I had Android Wear devices where I had a ton of apps available, and I ended up returning and getting back a Samsung Gear device just because I didn't need to make a simple interaction complicated. And even with the new Android Wear update, it's still slightly difficult and complicated to the point that I'm not all about it. So. Going back to, would I root it? No, just because I don't really see a need to. The basic notifications, fitness, and those applications are perfectly good for me. I really don't need it to do anything more than that. Would I want a better custom watch face? Maybe, but it's not. I keep mine. If you guys look, I keep mine in a digital, just basic information. So my interaction with my Gear S is quick and easy, and that's what I'd like to leave it as. Let's take a look here. 955 Godson, do you think Samsung will come out with the Gear S2? They better! To your earlier point, they better come out with the Gear S2. I know the Gear A, their Circle watch is going to be nice, but the Circle watch design isn't for me. Like, I've been I've been playing around with the LG G Watch Urbane. Sorry, the LG Watch Urbane, and it's nice and everything, but I definitely like the Gear S design a lot better. So hopefully they do. If they don't bring it out by the fall, hopefully early next year. Alex C. When will you do the X6 drawing? Yes. Well, I actually plan on. I didn't realize that I hit 5,000 subscribers today, and I'll get to that point in a second here. Well, you know what? Let's just talk about it right now. Actually, let me get back to it real quick. Let me answer these next couple questions. I'll come back to that point, Alex. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so Albert, you agree? All the rumor mill articles just get hits. It better. And Jesus, yeah. The 4K will make sense because the experience is good as it is. Don't get me wrong. But obviously, if you sit there and watch a high-def movie, if you really focus on it, there's pixelation still because you're taking a small screen and you're blowing it up huge. So it's encompassing your entire vision. So you still see some pixels. Now, on the S6, it shared the same 2K resolution, but... sorry, let me go ahead and change this back here. Boop. Boop. Okay. Yeah, so it changed the what's it called? Note 4 and the S6 shares this, not the same screen, but same 2K resolution. But the pixel density on the S6 was a lot smaller. So when you compare apples to apples, the pixelation was less on the S6 version. Was it completely gone? No. But it was less than the Note 4 was. By a lot, not really. But if we upgrade to a 4K resolution, that issue might altogether disappear. Fingers crossed, hopefully. So we'll see what Samsung's doing because Oculus just came out with their thing. I'll talk about them in a minute. So we'll see what they actually do with it. So good times, very exciting times. But let's go ahead. Let's go back to what Alex C was saying about the X6 drawing, and this is what I wanted to talk about. This is one of the things I wanted to talk about today, guys. So forgive me. I'll get to your comments in a second here, but it's just I don't know how many of you are here right now, but I hit 5,000 subscribers this morning out of nowhere. I didn't expect it. Like, put it this way, I hit it 8 days earlier than was expected from my what's it called, my Social Blade account. So if you guys don't know what Social Blade is, it's pretty much like it's an aggregator site that you can kind of go and kind of see how popular certain YouTube channels and Twitch channels are and kind of compare them and rank. And they also analyze your YouTube account and see how many views you'll get in the future, how many subscribers you'll get. But for them, they're saying that I wasn't gonna hit it until mid-June or later, and all of a sudden you guys come out like gangbusters. And you guys are actually sharing my videos, and we hit 5,000 this morning. And the reason why you guys didn't see any videos is because you guys keep in mind, I do have a full-time job. I leave my house at 5:30 in the morning, and I don't return until like 8 o'clock at night. So I don't really have the time. I don't have the time and energy to really make the video sometimes, so I do apologize. I couldn't make it at work, but today was a really busy day. But I definitely gave out a solid cheer this morning to you guys, so thank you. And honestly, yeah, like even today, we're way past it now. That we're at like 5,040 plus something. So you guys are all amazing, and definitely be on the lookout. I'm making 2 videos. One's going to be the drawing for the S6, the Gear VR for the S6 edition, so that's going to be out. But I'm actually going to do a special thank you video. So Aberdeen, I really hope you watch that video, because what I'm going to do is I'll tell you guys what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to make a global thank you video. So if you look back at my 500 subscriber and 1,000 subscriber, I looked at all my subscriber base and looked at all the countries. And I looked up all the countries' native languages, and I listed them off and just said it one at a time. So the ones I remember are Dankashe, Xie, obviously, Shekhara, there was a lot, Gracias, obviously, Merci. There's so many, but I'm definitely going to be doing that. So I would like to see if I pronounce your guys' language correct, so... Definitely, thank you. But yes, 10,000. Alex just said it. 10,000 is my next milestone goal, and I definitely expect to do something big for you guys. And what I mean by something big is, hint, this. I was thinking about returning this, but now I might just give this guy away. And while I may not be a fan of Android Wear, I know some of you in the YouTube verse are, and I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't mind having the LG Urbane. So, but that's one of my thoughts I'm thinking about doing. Also, if I believe Albertine and Tori, you guys were yes, Tak. That's it. Sorry, I just saw it. It's Tak, Tak or Tak. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but I'm not sure, Albertine. I'm not sure if you were part of my first 1,000 subscribers, but I definitely plan on doing something for my first 1,000 subscribers at the 10,000 milestone mark. The thing I was going to plan on doing is, so I apologize if you guys weren't a part of it, but during my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, I held on to all the names that entered into that giveaway. You see, 1,000 subscriber milestone. And I promised them that I would do, if I ever hit 10,000, if I ever hit 10,000 subscribers, I would do a second giveaway for my first 1,000 people. So I definitely held on to it. So I know a lot of people have been patiently waiting, but hopefully we'll get there. But man, definitely, I'm just so thankful. I'll put it this way: when I record the video, there's gonna be several takes and edits to it, just because there's so many things I want to say. But definitely, thanks to you guys, we got there, and 10,000 is the next goal. And then once we hit 10,000, 100,000 doesn't seem as far away as before. And yeah, and I say this all the time, and people, even my own family, still doesn't believe. They don't believe. They still don't believe that this is. They can't believe that there's so many people now watching me. The fact that each video now gets on average at least 200 views, 300 views. Before, I struggled to even get one. So that's awesome. But yeah, but definitely be on the lookout. I won't drag on about that. There's a lot to say about that, but definitely be on the lookout video for that, guys. So thank you for those of you guys who are joining in right now. Thank you so much for your comments, guys. But let's move on to the questions. So to your earlier question, Albertine, about if I will get the new Oculus Rift VR. Of course I will. I am all about the VR right now. Yes, you guys haven't seen many videos lately. It's because I've actually taken kind of a back seat so I can catch up on sleep, and also on top of my YouTube channel being full-time, my full-time job, now my website has taken off. So I started selling watch bands, and now I'm looking into producing my own. So I'm actually running a small business now on the side. So my schedule's kind of gotten a little hectic. So I apologize I haven't made more VR videos, but I will definitely be getting the new Oculus Rift, as well as the HTC VR unit as well, because being able to take an empty room, set up sensors, and creating a virtual environment is just awesome. So I cannot wait for that. But let's go ahead and catch up to some questions here. Jesus Melendez. By the way, you ever try freezing your Note 4 to prevent overheating when you use the Gear VR? Yes, I have done that. And one time I accidentally forgot about it, and I left it in the freezer for about 5 hours. When I took it out, that thing was ice cold, and it shut off on me because of the condensation, because it went quickly to room temperature, and I thought I just destroyed my phone. Thankfully, everything was fine. But yes, I do that all the time. I'll put it in there for about 10 minutes or so to get it really cold, and I'll pop it into the Gear VR, and I get an extra 10 minutes out of it or so on average. So yes, I've done that. 955 Godson, would you give away your Gear S? I actually already did. For I believe my 1,000 or 2,000 subscriber giveaway event, I actually gave away my Gear S. Why is this still here, you ask? It's because the winner was actually from either Norway or Denmark. I forget which country. But the individual there, she won. But the thing is, for me to send it over there, it was going to cost a good, it was a decent amount of change for me to ship one over there. On top of that, she would be getting a U.S. version, and that wasn't really compatible with her local area. So what I decided to do was, because if I sent this over, I eventually would have gotten another one anyway. So what I decided to do is I just paid for a full retail one, a full Swedish retail one, and just gave it to her. So I pretty much gave her the money for her to go buy a Gear S at her local country. So it came out a little bit more because I believe the exchange rate was unfavorable to me. But I sent the money over to her, and there was proof. If you guys see that video, my behind the scenes video, I show the picture of her with the wrist. I didn't, there was no scam or anything. She definitely got it, and she was very happy. And I was very happy too because I got to keep my Gear S. Because folks, these things went through. This watch has pretty much gone through everything. And put it this way, this watch has really sentimental value to me because it's because of this guy that my channel even took off. I mean, it didn't go off like gangbusters, but I got slow traffic coming through, and this is the reason why I'm still on YouTube to this day now. So, but to your point though, I might give another one away in the future. Because let's say the Gear A gets announced, and the Gear S2 is nowhere in sight. I definitely want to share the love of the Gear S because I still wholeheartedly believe that the Gear S is still the king of all the smartwatches out there. And let's say, and the thing is, if my side stuff starts taking off, my channel keeps growing. I put it this way, my channel keeps growing, the giveaways grow. Like I am not going to be here sitting here and not recognize that I'm here because of you guys. And so why hog all the tech when I can share it? And so if I get another one, I'll definitely give it away, guys. Don't worry. Let's see. Albertine, will you compare the Gear S to the LG Urbane Tizen versus Android Wear? Yes. I am actually scripting out a fun little video for you guys. So I finally upgraded all my my software. So for my GoFundMe campaign, I finally got all the funds cleared. So I upgraded all my editing software. So I have the proper Adobe Creative Suite. I can finally afford to have that now. So I bought that. So I'm not using this basic video editing crap anymore. And on top of that, I picked up a better camera. And before you go judging, I got this thing on eBay auction for 120 bucks. I sniped this thing at the end. But the thing is, I just got it today and I found out why it was 120 bucks. Because it was really grimy. The picture was so black. I sat for about an hour with like disinfecting cloths and everything and wipe this thing clean. I had to get rid of all the, yeah, it wasn't the best situation. But I saved $600 getting it like this. And even this thing too was completely ugh. But thankfully it works still. I had to order another battery, but with this now, this is the Canon EOS Rebel T3i. So hopefully my video production will now go up, so I can get better shots for you guys. My vlog should look a lot better. My green screen effects will be a lot better because I got the proper lighting equipment now. So definitely be on the lookout. So a preview for you is I'm either going to go two ways. I'm either going to go the whole, the old school Mac versus Apple commercials with the two guys, different shirts, or I might do an epic rap parody. So like, if you guys are familiar with epic rap battles of history, do something along those lines, but with Apple versus Samsung versus Google. But I'll do like different versions of it. It'll be a three-way match. But the first episode will be smartwatches. So it'll be Apple Watch versus Tizen versus Android Wear. And a little preview for you guys, if you guys are interested. It's because if you think about it, so Android Wear, so one of the little lines I'm going to put in there, it's on the Apple Watch and the Samsung Tizen OS, so like the Gear S. When you get an email or a text notification, it's long, you can actually sit there and read all of it and reply on the device. But when you get on the Android Wear, all you get is you get the notification, you can look up on it, but you really can't see the rest of the message. All you can do is say, open it in device. So it forces you, if you want to read the rest of it, to open your phone up. So that's one downside. On top of that, you can't, there's no talker speaker on this. So it's completely dictated by your phone. So, I mean, that's going to be one of the lines. I'm trying to make it funny, so we'll see. But we'll see about that. Let me see here. Blah, 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 blah. That's why Samsung Alex C. That's why Samsung works. Freeze proof. I don't recommend you actually purposely try to go out and freeze it, but it works. They build their machines to last. Albertine, I know you've talked about it before, but would you reconsider the whole rooting thing? Because I'm starting to think I should start exploring, but I feel like it's a steep learning curve. It actually isn't. I'm speaking from experience. It's not really too hard. There is a step-by-step guide to do it. But if you do it incorrectly in between the steps, you might mess up your phone. Or if you download the wrong OS, I mean, there are risks involved. On top of that, you do risk, breaching your warranty and stuff. But I'll put it this way, like, the phones have come so far in the last few years, especially, and the devices too. You don't really need to root it. I mean, but once again, it also depends on what you're looking to do. Some people want just a custom UI because they don't like how Apple or Android Wear works with them, so they want something different. No, that's fine, but I don't know. Maybe I might. Let me wait. You just posed another question here. If you would take a step to root, I'd be so happy. I come to offer your help. I'll take a look into it. I'll put it this way. I haven't found any videos or any step-to-step guides on rooting the Gear S quite yet. But I'll definitely take a look into it and see if anyone else has posted anything. So I'm not abandoning you. I will take a look at it. Blazing Geek, welcome. I used to root everything too, but I think after the after the Note 2, I just kind of stopped. I just got lazy with it. To be honest, I was focused on schooling and everything, so I just kind of took a back seat. On that. But yeah, rooting, it's not like, but the thing is, that's the beauty of Android. It's easier to root on Android, in my opinion, because I tried rooting my old 4S and 5, and difficulties, but it's definitely easier on the Android platform. And plus, too, you get better hardware out of the Android, in my opinion, too. So, depending on what phone you get to, I've been getting a lot of arguments about that. But going back to the giveaway comment too, just keep in mind, guys, like, once again, like I said, if you guys look at my milestone playlist on my channel, I actually preset milestone marks for me. Whenever they happen, that's going to be up to pretty much the community, but anytime those big milestones happen, I am doing a big giveaway, and they will be corresponding to the size. So at 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a big prize like I did with the Gear VR. But on top of that, I'm going to do a secondary prize, not for the second place winner, but for the early subscribers and stuff too. So for those of you who weren't a part of the first 1,000 for 10,000 subscribers, when I reach 25,000, I'm going to reach out to the first 5,000 subscribers. And the way I do that is, if you entered a previous event before, I'm going to have your name. So there's that. So you can't, no one can go in there and sit there messaging me saying, "Oh yeah, I joined you 5 months ago, so don't worry." But yeah, I definitely keep you guys all in mind. Like, and to your point about videos and being busy, yeah, like this is just one 2-pager. I have a whole notebook, but these are all videos I plan on making, or that I need to make in the coming weeks. And the list is growing faster than I'm making these videos, so I'm definitely gonna set my game up, because I really got to. But you can't please everyone. I do understand that, so I'll definitely do that. Blazing Geek, I see the Gear S is back on your wrist. Welcome back. Yes. I was planning to return this and get a second Gear S, because my girlfriend, she actually borrowed my Gear S for a week, and then I was like, all right, I'm done with this, and then I swapped it out. She gave it back to me after a day and a half. because this is her first time experiencing smartwatches too. Keep in mind, guys. She said that this looked prettier, but the Gear S it felt more comfortable. She didn't worry about it breaking or hitting anything because of all the videos I did for it. On top of that, she liked the simple interface better. And to my earlier point about smart devices, folks, keep it simple. Don't try to make a simple interaction overly complicated. And then she loved that. She loved the fact that she could reply text messages on a device. She can receive all her notifications, read them. Like, it was very easy to use. People argue with me all the time, oh, it's not fancy like the Apple Watch or the Android Wear. It doesn't have that many apps. My girlfriend, no prior experience or anything like that. She didn't care for all that stuff. Pretty much, I'll put it this way: when I took away the Gear S from her after the about week and a half that she had it, she got pissed. She was a little bit mad at me. So I'm actually working out my finances for this month and seeing if I can go get her her Gear S. I'm gonna give her a brand new one because I'm not gonna give her the one I put through hell. And if you guys don't know what I mean by that is that means you haven't seen my torture test videos and my water test videos on this thing, and I put this thing through hell and it survived. But I want to give her a brand new one with a proper metal band, hopefully. And for those of you guys watching, I'm not sure if any of you are Gear S owners, but when I talked about earlier about my own side business, I'm actually working on designs for a Gear S bangle. So these are just bands I bought online just to kind of experiment with. But I'm kind of tired of waiting for the designer that I'm working with the with the metal bands. He's been really slow on moving around, so I'm actually working on something to get things going. But if you guys can imagine, this is the worst demonstration. But it'd be something like this. It'll be in better, but it'll be a full bangle, a little bit thicker, like the Diesel ones that they were supposed to release last year, but they didn't. Since they're not going to, somebody has to. So I will go ahead and fit that need for you guys. So be on the lookout for that video in the future. It's definitely going to involve a Indiegogo or a GoFundMe campaign because I met with the manufacturers around my local area, got the quotes back, and it's quite expensive to get production started. So definitely be on the lookout for that. So it's pretty much, if you guys want it, you guys determine if it comes out. So we'll get there. Let me see here. Do you think... Okay, let me get back here. 955 Godson, do you think anybody will challenge Samsung on innovation? They're trying. I mean, people tell me all the time, Apple's the innovator. I laugh at that and just ignore them. So, like the new MacBook, you're getting a 480p webcam. No USB ports. You had to pay an extra $80 on top of the $1,300 to get a USB port. Innovation. Yeah, no. But it's like companies like Huawei and a bunch of these other Chinese companies. They're not innovating per se. A lot of people are telling me like HTC is innovative, Motorola is innovative. They used to be, but right now they're all these other tech firms are pretty much playing. They're playing the role of, what's it called? Options. They're the option companies. That's the best way I can put it. They are offering alternative options to the main ones, per se. So when Samsung came out with the first Gear and Pebble came out, they were the innovators in my opinion. Then you got Android Wear coming out. And then LG, Motorola, Sony, a couple other companies jump on board with that platform and just release different variations of it. The reason why I'm not really excited about the $350 Urbane or the new Huawei watch is fundamentally still Android Wear. I don't feel right paying $350 for that platform, no matter how good the material is. You're not being innovative that way. Heart rate sensor, everyone has them. Pedometer, everyone has them. Oh, you're not giving me speaker and a mic? You're not giving me the ability to read the text? You're not even giving me the ability to swap out my bands easily. 3G is not built in. The Samsung watch, I know there's some cheap Chinese smartwatches out there that have a SIM card slot, but it doesn't work well as the Samsung watch. The Gear S. This is the only phone still that has a true standalone mode. Is it perfect? No. And that's why I'm hoping that they rectify it in the Gear S too. But it's definitely, yeah. But that's just a prime example. I don't think anyone's really innovating anymore because Samsung's the only one. Put it this way, every CNET show, when it comes to displays and some hardware pieces, I feel like Samsung's the only one that's coming out like gangbusters with them, or at least integrating new tech into consumer grade products. So I mean, I don't know. That's just the way I look at it. Maybe LG. LG is really starting to step up their game, in my opinion. They haven't surpassed Samsung quite yet, but we'll have to wait and see. Sorry, let me get my watch. Let me catch up on questions here. You guys are going a little ahead of me. I want that audio app, Vibe, or whatever it is it's called, that lets you raise the volume more. Okay. Mark Stevenson, any news on the Gear S Smart Band colors, material options coming soon? I think I just answered that earlier, but just quickly again, yeah. I'm pretty much a little bit tired of working with the designer that's in Korea right now. He's moving way too slowly. He's charging way too much. I'm selling these bands for him at cost, and he refuses to lower the price. Like, I'm just like, hey, listen, like, let's lower it so it sells easier. Refuses to do that. As well as I'm like, hey, can you cut me? It's just like, he's not really willing to work with me too much. On top of that, I tell him that all these people are demanding different designs, even the universal mounts. He refuses to make them until I sell out of the original stock. And for me, that's just a waste of time. They're selling well, but he needs to get on it. He's not going to get on it, so I will. So, like, once again, like, I'm messing around with, like, different materials and designs. I talked to the manufacturer to see if I can get it built. So, it is going to be sold via an Indiegogo campaign. Just because if it doesn't reach this goal, then you guys get all your money back. But I'm going to set that up over the weekend. So, hopefully by Sunday, you guys will see a video on that, just because this will be a good launch. Because if we can get something with the Gear S going with a bunch of different designs, then that's the springboard that I would need to move on to, let's say, the Apple Watch, Moto 360, and the other watches and future watches coming out to offer you guys cheaper alternatives to the proprietary bands. Because to be honest, let's be honest, guys, who wants to pay $80, $100 for a stainless steel band when you can get it for $10, the band itself, and get the mount, and just pay $30, $40 and you're good to go. So that's what I'm hoping to do. So just be on the lookout if you're interested. Blazing Geek, Gear S withdrawal. Yes, it definitely was withdrawal for me. Albertine, I totally agree with you. Notifications on the Gear S are awesome. That you can see all the messages. Yes, you're disagreeing with me there. 955 Godson, what new Gear S bands are you coming out with next? The next one, next one I'm hoping to do is actually just bring out the universal mount for you guys. So literally, you get this mount. It'll be a 22mm mount, but then you can go ahead and install any 22mm stainless steel band, leather, pleather, whatever you guys want to put on there. You can go ahead and put on there. And I'm going to offer those mounts in different colors. So just imagine it'll just be like this top part. You can attach your band underneath. But I'm going to be trying to produce them in white, black, orange, blue, red, whatever color you need. I'm going to produce them. So definitely be on the lookout. Definitely be on the lookout for that video. And then please, once you see it, I do encourage you. Like that will only come to be if you guys push it. I'm going to do what I can to reach out to other people to help push it in all the forums. But that product is purely going to be by consumer demand. So we'll see what happens from there. But on top of that too, keep in mind, I'm also working on the leather gauntlets, the bangles, like the diesel bangles, because I really wanted those when they first announced them, and kind of tired of waiting for them, because at this point I don't think they're going to make them, or they won't care if I actually make them now. Let's see here. Blazing Geek, I can't find the blue black bangle nowhere on this planet. Yes, it's not available, so I'm gonna make them. Let me see here. That's funny. That's a funny response to people saying Apple is the only innovator. I laugh at them and ignore them. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I love the fact that I have a bunch of Apple fans, friends, and people who are coworkers who are Apple fans. And for the last 2 years before the Apple Watch came out, I was the guy bringing the smartwatches all the time, new ones all the time, showing them the convenience of it, showing how cool it was. And all of them were like, oh my gosh, we're so jealous. I can't believe Apple doesn't have it. Oh my gosh, why are they not being innovators anymore? But as soon as the Apple Watch comes out, they've completely forget about the last 2 years, and they're like, Apple's the greatest company in the world. They're the innovators. And I just sit there, just nod my head. I'll give it to Apple. They got the most diabolical marketing team in the world that they've brainwashed all these people to thinking that they're the greatest company. I used to think so too, but then after years of disappointment, you kind of look past all that, all the fluff. Ugh. Let me see here, Albertine. About one rumor. Have you heard anything about LG making their own stylus to compete with the Samsung's Note series? Yes. They're actually experimenting it in Korea right now, actually. Because if you guys noticed, the G4 is bigger than the G3 was. And it's pretty much close to what the Note size is, because companies like LG and HTC are companies that recognize that they're not going to surpass Apple at all. I don't think they have the ambition to. But a attainable target is Samsung, and they rather offer alternative product and phones to the Samsung phones than to compete directly with with Apple. So yes, they're definitely making one because it makes sense. On that, a phablet phone is not one-handed. Now, the Note devices actually have one-handed gestures, which none of the other phablet phones have. But that stylus really does make a difference if you use it a lot. It definitely really works on the tablet devices too. So definitely be on the lookout for them making one. Let me see here. Count me in. Me too. TC Pixel, welcome to the podcast. My girlfriend switched from the iPhone 5S to the Galaxy S6. She is pretty open-minded. Do you think she will keep it? I hope she does. And I'll put it this way. If she ever considers telling you, I might go back to Apple, tell her to give it more time. Because when I jumped ship from the 4S to the Note 1, the phone was better in my opinion, but I missed the network. It's because the reason why it's so hard to leave Apple, especially if you've been using it for God knows how long, you're so dependent. It's like a drug. You are so addicted to iTunes and how it dictates your entire life that even when you leave it because you hated it, you tend to want to go back because it's the interface that you're most comfortable with. But if you actually muscle through it and you kind of get used to the freedom that Android provides you, not just the Samsung S6, but just in general, people tend to stick with it. Yes, I admit that some of the interactions on the Apple may be better, but it's not worlds apart anymore. These operating systems have pretty much matured to a point where they're pretty much on par with one another. One just has an open interface while the other one's in a closed environment. I'd rather choose the one with the open interface that offers me options. Because let's say she should love the S6 because in my opinion that's the best Android flagship phone right now. But if she doesn't like it, she has other alternatives that she can choose from and still stay within the Android network. On top of that, she won't. Sorry about that. And for those of you who are, sorry, I don't want to drag that topic on too long. But if she can get used to it, having freedom with especially MP3s, music, and movies, not having to go through that stupid iTunes software, just a simple click and drag, it's just so much easier. And I would hope too that she ends up liking the little improvements that they did on the S6, like the whole quick camera, the the double tap on the home to bring up the camera instantly. Camera quality, the phone feels great and looks the screen. Everything is good about the phone. So hopefully she likes it. I mean, I've had a lot of people who've gone back and forth. And I was one of them. Like, you know, like I said, I went from the 4S to the Note 1, then I got the 5, then I got the Note 2, and then ever since I stayed on the Note 2. My Apple withdrawal pretty much disappeared after that. So if she can get past that point too, then it'll be good for her. Albertine, I really like your passion. The only risk I see is that if Samsung doesn't release the Gear S2, it will only be the Gear S with this design. And well, tech is always about new things. Well, two things. Number one, they really do need to make it because there are room for improvements that they should make. It's just minor. They don't even need to make major improvements to the Gear S. Just a couple things here and there, and it would be near perfect in my mind. It would be near damn perfect. Because I'll put it this way: even if they don't come out with it, I think I'll still hold on to this for at least another 6 to 8 months in my mind. And on top of that, I'll put it this way: all the new smartwatches coming out right now, they're not beating the Gear S in performance at all. Some of them might be slightly faster, might offer a slightly bigger battery, or better screen resolution. But the last one is useless. You don't need it. Performance, this thing's plenty fast enough. It doesn't need to do anything more. A little bit faster might be nice, but nothing major. It's not worlds apart. So my thing is, look at the Gear 2 that they released last year. It's still selling for $300 because it's still an expensive piece of tech. It is still a beast of a device. It's the only one with a built-in camera. I mean, so they've built. It's like when you build a computer. When you buy a computer, you can go ahead and buy the brand new $500 computer, but that's only going to be good for a year or two. Or you can spend the extra cash and buy a $1,500, $2,000 computer, and it'd be good for 4 to 5 years. Same thing with these devices. You can go ahead and buy a $100 Pebble, but then you're going to see yourself getting outpaced, and you're going to want a new one in a year or two. This device, though, the price has been the same, but it's been such a beast of device that I haven't seen a need to change my watch. So there's that. So I mean, I hope they bring out new things. If not, I'm definitely gonna work on at least visually improving this thing. So once again, please look out for my Indiegogo campaign for the bangles. I plan on designing plenty of designs for you guys, so you can go ahead and conveniently change from the pleather bangle to, let's say, a fancy metal one, or the big diesel ones, or the swarthy crystals. Whatever fits your need, be on the lookout. Shameless promotion done. Lemuel Gonzalez, welcome to the podcast. What do you think is better, Apple or Android? I pretty much just kind of talked on this earlier. They're pretty much on par at this point. All the updates and overhauls that they've done, they're pretty much on par with one another. It's just pretty much what features do you like better on each other. I personally like the freedom that Android gives me. Some people, I don't really like being dictated by iTunes, but some people do. Some people love the iTunes interface, how it's everything. It's a streamlined into one. So, I mean, there's no arguments there. Android Wear, more freedom. It does have the Google Play services, so it's like a sub iTunes, and it works fine. They've made major improvements on that in the last couple of years, so it's come a long way. But in my personal opinion, I still like Android better. I'm waiting to see what Samsung does with the Tizen OS, but until then, Android in my mind is better, but Apple is a lot easier to use. But you're just restricted. If you get what I'm saying. Blazing Geek, less bezel would be nice. Yes, if they can make this even thinner, which I don't think they really need to per se, but we'll see. I think that's what you meant. TC Pixel, thank you for that LPX text. She had an Android phone 4 years ago, and that was an Android was. It was slow. It was immature face. It was buttery. Yeah, no, sorry, I'm misreading your comment. But now it's buttery smooth, feature filled, and the handsets look beautiful, etc. Yes, and I'll put it this way: TC Pixel, I would convince her to go get the Gear S. Seriously, get it. And then if you really want to get the standalone plan, it's only $10 a month extra on the plan, and get it, and that really completes the Samsung device family. Because I can tell you right now, like, my Note 4, it just lasts longer. My experience with the phones has been a lot easier. It's not complicated. What like I said, it's probably one of the most simplest smartwatches you could use, but it's one of the most high tech, if you know what I mean, right? If you get what I mean by that, it's the most high tech but easy to use, and I think she would love it. And once again, you have that 7-day, 14-day return policy. Albertine, have you heard anything about Android M? Will it be a minor upgrade from Lollipop? And silly question, what do you think M stands for? Millennium. I don't know. I haven't heard really too much. Once again, it's just all rumors, speculations. Apparently, it might be Android. It might be Android's own rival. I don't know. They've been flying around, so I personally think it's just minor improvements again. Pretty much, it's going to be like their iOS. So they're no longer going to give it these Lollipop, KitKat names and stuff. They're just going to keep it like N for mobile. But that's just my thinking. Like, don't take my word on it. It's just rumors and speculations right now. So I really don't know too much of what's going on in that area. But I'll have to take a look into that more. Jesus, do you believe 64-bit processors on phones are overkill? I'm not sold on it quite yet. No, it is not overkill. 64-bit processors, in my mind, are needed. And before you comment, the reason for that is this guy. Right here. The VR stuff. I want you to think about my comment just there now. You're gonna need it. You're gonna want a faster processor, faster RAM, faster overall performance at a more efficient rate, so it's not killing itself. And the reason why I say that is because when I was using pretty much these phones in the Gear VR unit, you're pretty much running PC graded stat apps and games on a small device. All right, you're pretty much trying to run this thing on this thing, that thing, and this thing. It's not going to work out too well if you do it like that. And so, but what was nice about the improvements, but the fact that the Note 4 can handle it was just amazing. It couldn't handle it for long. It heated out in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But when you play on the S6, though, it actually can play for several hours. No issues whatsoever. And I was really quite shocked about that. I mean, it got hot, but didn't get as hot as the Note 4, and I never got the notification. So the fact that they improved the performance that much was amazing to me. So when they talk about 64-bit processors and what the Note 5 might entail, I get shivers. Because the fact that I can share a beautiful virtual reality experience with friends and family with two devices and click it in is so nice. Now, don't get me wrong. The experience on the Oculus Rift will be a ton better. On the HTC Vive, it'll be a ton better because you get more performance, better sensors, you get extra dimensions of sensors and hand controls. They are going to be better, but the portability of this is uncanny. So, I mean, but I'll put it this way: the HTC and the Oculus Rift are going to be good for those who are a little bit tech savvy. But for the everyday folk who have a phone, it's going to be awesome. It's just buy the accessory, plug and play. So you're going to want to make sure it can handle it, because you don't want some person a year from now who are, they're just innocent person who knows nothing about VR. You don't want them plugging in and the phone just exploding and breaking and voiding the warranty. You don't want that happening. So more power. Let's see here. Geez. Sorry, I'm just catching up to comments here. Unonis, Gear S. Question: Will Samsung update the Gear S software? Yes, they are. My contact in Korea, they're working on actually a major Tizen rollout right now. So we're just waiting on that patiently. Gear Gen Watch. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna once I put it this way, like the updates they made to the Gear S, it's the same Tizen OS. It's in the Gear 2 and everything. So it's gonna be universal. Obviously, it's gonna be slightly different for each watch because each one will have different hardware that it can utilize. But definitely be on the lookout. They're not gonna just they sold several 100,000. I'm thinking close to 1 million units of the Gear S. So you don't want to isolate all those customers. Let's see. I hope you like it, Unonis. Albertine, I also think the Gear S is awesome. I will keep mine too because I'm really happy with it. The only thing I'm missing is the camera and IR blast that the Gear 2 has. Yes and no. I mean, I had the Gear 2 for a while too, but I barely used the camera. And the IR blaster, yes, for like the remote control, it was nice, but to be honest, I don't really miss it per se. I mean, 8 months later now, and I really don't miss them. Once again, like, taking a picture like this is kind of weird. Like, click, done. Or click, HD picture, done. You don't really need to, per se. This would be good for, like, candid shots, but I don't really miss it. Kimi-san, hello, welcome. Annyeong. Unonis, but I do miss some of the Android apps, Android Wear apps. I mean, yes, but Unonis, really give it some time. Actually, really just own it for a solid month or so, and you're really not gonna really miss them at the end. Because think about it, did you really use them? I mean, I'm speaking from my own experience, but you may have a different experience than me. I found a lot of the apps useless. Games were cheesy. But at the end, I just barely used it. And what's nice about the Gear S compared to your Android Wear platform is you can actually use it. So when you get a notification, it's not just, oh, I got a notification, I want to open up my phone. You can just sit there and read it now. And you can choose to reply to it or not. But it's just a better interaction, in my opinion. You actually get the info you need from your watch. And plus more. It's not solely dictated by your phone. It really isn't. I mean, and especially if you got the standalone plan, you can leave your phone at home and it's gonna do everything for you. So I give it some time. I think you'll get over that little hump. Albertine, Marky Brown, yes, is guessing M will stand for milkshake. Oh my. No, they've gone with the candy theme. So I would say if we're gonna go with candy, Android M&M. Android, I don't know. What's an M candy? Wow, there's not really Mike and Ike? Mike and Ike? That doesn't make sense. Huh. I'm kind of stumped now. What's an M candy word? Those of you who are in the podcast right now, what is an M candy? What's a candy that starts with an M? Sorry, I'm losing my voice right now. I really don't know. I'm kind of stumped. Alexander Linares. Oh, welcome, dude. You finally made it. Unonis. I found an app in the Play Store, Gear S Notification Extender. The app changes to Gear S and makes it much better. Ooh. I'll have to check that out. Thanks for the heads up. I'm going to actually write that down. Notification Extender. See, I take your comments to heart, guys. Oh, Kid B said, don't show off that gear, that S6 Iron Man edition to me. Blazing Geek No 5 must have expandable memory option. It's a must. Yes, it is a. Yeah, I mean, I'm not arguing there. It is a must for me and people like for people like us. But like with the S6, I was mad that they didn't put it in. But after having it for about a week and a half, I actually looked past it. Just because I'm the type of person that actually manages my data, so it doesn't really affect me. But the phone was really well built. I mean, that it was an issue that I was actually able to look past because of how well the phone worked. If that says anything. Because I really hate the fact that people are focusing on them removing one or two functions when they added all this. But to your point, though, I still want it, though. I didn't like the fact that they took it out. So I want the removal back, or at least offer me a SIM card slot if you're going to close it off. So if they're going to close it off, at least give me a small SIM card slot I can kind of pop in, open, put my SIM card in, close it. Give me that, and I'll meet me halfway, Samsung. Meet me halfway. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. I think if you guys know anything about Samsung, they don't just release one product. They release multiple versions of that product because they cater to people's needs. Because they're a company that actually listens to feedback. Or, in my mind, I think they are actually they already know they're going to receive this feedback, so they already plan to make a secondary version. So, we'll see. Milk does. Yes, that's right. Mark Stevenson, Android methamphetamine. Nice, Marshmallow. All right. Alexander Lenars, you're all talking about the expensive mainstream watches. I'm here in the back with the $20 U8 smartwatch. But I might get the Moto 360 soon. Okay, to your point, the U8, for what it is probably, I'll put it this way, it's in its own class. You can probably say that it is the best smartwatch you can get. It's the most bang for your buck, quite literally. Your return on investment on that watch is exponential. You're pretty much getting a super dumbed down version of the Gear S interface on that thing for $20, for $300 cheaper. But, and you can speak from experience, Alexander, they're not really built to last, per se. I mean, you watch my torture test video of the Gear S, and I dare you to do the same with your U8. And I can almost guarantee you it's not going to last the first half of it. But I'll put it this way. The U8 and any of the cheap smartwatches from China, they are the pure definition of being simple. Very, very simple. You can think of it as in terms of calculators. Like the Apple Watch is like the TI-80, I forget what they are now, TI-88 or something. The really fancy scientific calculator. The Gear S is a scientific calculator on a smartphone. So it's simple buttons and still laid out. Still a lot of buttons, but easier interface to use. The U8 is pretty much the basic blue calculator that you got back in the day that just has plus, minus, and times and division. It gets the job done. It's cheap, nothing fancy, but it gets what it needs to do done. The fact that it even has a built-in speaker astonishes me. Now, the mic quality isn't the best from when I tested it out, so... Oh, man. But Moto 360, really? You don't want to get the LG watch? I feel like the LG Urbane is better than the Moto 360, in my opinion. That's a Tron interface, by the way. All right, next question. Let's see. Will you ever get a Nexus phone? Well, I'll put it this way. I'm not... Don't be fooled. I'm not an affluent person. Like, me running a tech channel is almost like insane financially because I can't really afford to get all these tech all the time. But lately I've been doing a little better on my side business, so that's why I was able to fund to get a better camera and everything. But when it comes to phones, that's an expensive upgrade. People are like, oh, it's zero down, $20 a month. It's not free, idiots. Sorry, I didn't mean to call anyone stupid who did that. It's just I've gotten so many people telling me like, oh, but you don't have to pay anything to upgrade your phone. Just get another one. Do you understand how the cell phone market works? But I have a friend who gets nothing but the Nexus phones now. So I've had my fair share with it, but when I compare it to my Note 4 and soon to when I compare it to my Note 3, Note 4, and the soon to be Note 5, in my opinion, it really hasn't compared. I mean, it's sharing the same interface, different things here and there, but hardware-wise, aesthetic-wise, I still like the Samsung phones. So no one's really overly impressed me yet. I'll put it that way. And before you go saying I'm just a Samsung fanboy, no. I actually owned the LG G Flex for about 4 months. I owned it because I was excited about curved screens finally coming to the phones. The only reason I got rid of it was because of this guy. This thing came out. I was actually hoping to get the Note Edge, but it didn't come in time, and my return period was up, so I had to get the Note 4. But there's that. But I might look into it. Like, I'll put it this way: I'm a person that follows a company that innovates, that pushes design, pushes tech, and everything. And so far, no one's really stepped up to the mound to compete with Samsung in my mind. I'm still waiting. You know, my wallet's waiting, whatever. If you can come out and beat this dynamic duo, I'm all yours. You got my business. So we'll wait to see about that. Let me see here. 4G service, really? Yep. Uno Nis, Gear S. So, sorry. Kim Mi-sung 4G service? What are you asking that for? On the Gear S? Oh, yeah. I got 4G service on mine, too. Here. Now, is it really 4G? It's probably not the same speed. But here, let me turn on my mobile data and I'll show you guys. But let me load that up really quick. Uno Nis. I also have the Gear Circles as well, and those things go perfectly. You have a Samsung phone, Gear S, and the Circles. Nice trifecta. So we'll let it connect here in a bit. But let's move on. Albertine, doesn't the lack of external memory on the S6 start to matter when it comes to the Gear VR? Not really. It's because what they did with the S6 version of the Gear VR is for the videos. Those are the ones that took the most memory. They're streaming them instead. They're not storing it in the internal memory anymore. Instead, they're just streaming the videos. Now, that has led to a huge impact in video quality, but the experience is still there. But problem solved when you just take the original video, HD video files, and just install it right into the phone. It takes up a lot of space, but the video quality is better. But that's what they're doing with it. I didn't really run into an issue because a lot of the games aren't as big as a lot of people think they are. So I maybe needed 10 gigabytes worth to fit the games I wanted to play, and that was pretty much it. And the movies I managed on my own anyway, so it wasn't really big of an issue. If you personally think you want the S6 still and you want to do Gear VR and you're worried about that, then get the 64 gigabyte or the 128 gigabyte version. It might be more, but that's the easy way to solve it. But in my use with it, and so far my girlfriend's use, there's been no need for more than the 32. Let's see here. Alexander, the watch has a crooked band. My point exactly. You're not paying for quality. You are paying for budget services. So you're gonna get what you. I should say that. I should say that in my next cheap smartwatch video. They're cheap and they work, but you're gonna be getting what you're paying for. You're not buying quality. You're buying budget. So it's like a car rental. You can rent this car for $150 and you get what you need. But we have this budget one that you can rent for $10 at your own risk. It'll get you there, but let's see. Clyde Kali. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Clyde Kalinawan. Is the Gear S still worth it at this time? I wholeheartedly still do. I did a 6-month review of it, still relevant. I did a review post Apple Watch, post LG Urbane Watch. So why it's still a king of smartwatches? It is still relevant to this day because the main selling point, easy to use, very durable, battery is a beast, interactions are very easy, full notifications, and last but not least, only watch with a proper standalone function. So you can actually use it as a phone away from your phone, as well as have all your calls and notifications forwarded to your, let's say if you leave your phone at home, you can still get everything and not have to be tethered to Wi-Fi. I have never connected my Gear S to Wi-Fi because I've never needed to, and you're not going to be restricted by it. And quickly to the earlier point, does it have 4G? Oh, sorry, let me scroll down. So it's connected. I'm not sure if you can see it. Ugh, camera needs to focus. Alright, it's refused to focus, but hopefully, wait, actually, sorry. Yeah, but it does have 4G. I hope you guys can believe me on that. But let me turn that off really quick. Alright. But what was the next question? But yes, it's still worth it. Oh yeah, back to the Clyde again. Yes, it's still worth it. I think anyone who owns a Gear S right now would agree with me. Like, nothing really compares to it per se. Because you can go to Android Wear, get the newest Android Wear watch, but it's very limited. Yes, it has more apps, but once again, apps are useless on these devices because this is a simple interaction. There's no need to make it overly complicated. Make the simple interactions work, enhance them, and make it do what it needs to do. So I definitely encourage you to watch my 6-month review and my video on why it's still the king. I have a whole Gear S playlist if you want to look at it too. Let's move on here. Experience. Is there any questions? But budget is a factor. Let me see here. Kim Mi-sung, do you know Vega? No? Do you mean Vega from Street Fighter? No, I don't know Vega. Unonis, I must admit, I have all 3 devices paired together, and it's a nice experience. No, it's a great experience, and you know it. I mean, isn't it awesome when you're just walking down the road, and you're like, there is a phone call. Click, and keep on going. Answer the call that quickly. You know, because even though this has a built-in mic, a good mic, really. I mean, what's nice about this thing, the mic is superb. Because you don't have to sit here and talk like this. You can actually put your hands down, do what you need to do, and the person will actually hear you perfectly fine. That's how good the mic is on this thing. But obviously, you know, if you're in public, like a restaurant, talking on a speakerphone is not quite courteous. So the thing is nice. Clyde, back to your new comment. Is so black or white strap? So if you get the black version, it's the black unit with the black strap. The white version is actually a white unit back, because if you look at it, there's an insert, and then there's the rest of the unit which is exposed, and the insert is where the band goes. So when you get the white version, this part will be white, and the band will be white as well too. But I don't know if you caught my earlier comment. I'm actually working on bringing out different designs. So even if you have the black or white one, I would actually offer you ways to change the color without making it too noticeable. Albertine, a whole different question. Have you ever had problems with the battery life on the Note 4? I really don't have problems, but I would like to close some apps running in the background and stuff. Do you mean you have to? At first I did. Just because like I said, before the smartwatches, I used this for everything. So I would constantly open to read everything, to respond to things. And it would maybe last a day at most, but the battery would almost be dead. But with the watch fully integrated with it, it stays in my pocket. So even if I have a bunch of apps running, I'm not really taking it out too often. So I think I tested it one day. The phone lasted 15 hours when I was away, and when I got home, it still had 65% charge left on it, and that was from minor use. And my Gear S with heavy use that day, I still had like 70%. So after 15 hours, so kind of it's an testament of how beast of a device these are. Let's see here. Alexander Lennar, Android Samsung for the win. I got the S6 Edge. Woo. Yes, the S6 Edge is the way to go in my opinion. Kim Mi-sung, Korea, we can only use 3G, which is kind of backwards because Korea actually has one of the fastest internet speeds that you can get on the planet. And I'm going to repeat that. They have one of the fastest internet, wireless, Wi-Fi networks on the planet. You don't believe me? Go there and try it. Because I'll put it this way. I studied abroad there back in 2007 to 2008. So close to over 7 years ago. And I'm still waiting for the US's fiber internet to catch up to their cable speed. I am still waiting. So, and put it this way, everyone in that country streams TV to their phones over the network. It's free for them. So keep that in mind. Uno Days, seriously, I'll get your ass watch that. Uno Days, I'll make a video on that, man. I promise. Skipped a couple questions here about the So Albertine, about the battery, and your system often hogs a lot of battery. I'd like to do something about that. Maybe root is the answer. I mean, yeah, rooting would actually get rid of a lot of the background processes. Now, Lollipop did address some issues, but not all of them. But I mean, if you really want to extend your battery life, then yeah, maybe rooting may be the way to go because it literally wipes that crap clean and installs a simpler interface. So that may be the answer, but not entirely. Unonis, FYI, they have winter camo coming. Oh, sweet. That's very nice. Flip clock app with the weather custom background. Actually, that's another thing too. Yeah, they're probably gonna be rolling out a lot more watch faces and interactions soon. So, and to be honest, I should probably just switch this to Q&A. It's been Q&A for the last like hour now at this point anyway. Let me see here. Lamel Gonzalez, what Android tablet would you recommend? Let me see here. Android tablet. I actually really like. Once again, don't think I'm biased, but I really like the Samsung tablets, especially the new Pro S. I just got that from my mom's store, so there's the proof right there. Oh, sorry, you can't see a piece of this thing. There's the proof right there, right there. I got it from my mom's store, but now I'm actually considering getting one for myself because it's actually really nice. It's a really good experience per se. It's this thing on crack. That's pretty much what it is. Like, it's everything. It's like this thing's on crack and this thing's on crack. Like, it's just it's awesome. I really like what they did with it. Screen's gorgeous. You can have up to 8 screens up at once on it. Like, it's a true multitasker. So, but I would look into that. The Note 10.1 maybe might be a one for you. If you're going for cheaper, I like the Nexus ones, Nexus tablets as well. They're really decent as well. Jesus Mendelis, would you be interested in doing app reviews? I've been requested to do a couple in the past. Just due to my schedule, due to my schedule and my video making schedule, it's just like I just don't have the time right now to really fit it in. Like, I do what I can. I'm gonna talk about this in a minute here about what my future plans are, but it's a little bit difficult for me right now. Like, I'm actually working on trying to quit my job actually. To see if I can run my business and do YouTube full time. As crazy as that sounds, I only got 5,000 subscribers, but I'm trying to really do something really special here and really cool. And if I'm able to dedicate my entire full time to this channel, then I'm gonna be able to pump out content for you guys left and right. So keep your finger crossed, guys. I'm definitely working on that. Let's see. Sorry, your comments are getting mixed up here, so sorry if I'm not keeping up. Let me see here. Samsung box design, plastic collar. Okay. I think I'm almost caught up. You guys are going nuts on the comment board now. 011. Oh, you got a 10,000 mAh battery? That is ridiculous, son. Alexander Linares, Lollipop is really glitchy. The S6 has memory leakage and battery because of how Lollipop handles background tasks. Yes, I made a video on reverting it back to a KitKat, but unfortunately my carrier forces you to upgrade. So I'm kind of stuck with Lollipop, and it's ruined my Gear VR recording capabilities, and that's why you haven't really seen any Gear VR videos. So I hope they do something about it soon. Yeah, I agree with all of you. Yeah. No Pro 12.12. That was a monster when that came out. That really was. Wow. Guys, I didn't realize I went on for an hour and a half right there. But one thing I wanted to talk about with you guys, and as well as for people who are watching the podcast after it's been pre-recorded, it's about my future plans for the channel and what I'm doing right now. So if you guys have noticed, I've had less frequent videos the last couple weeks, and that's not because I'm ignoring the channel or forgetting about it. It's because I'm starting to restructure my life right now. Just because before I started doing the side business stuff, I work a full-time job that I actually work about 50-60 hours a week on. And then on top of that, YouTube has become a full-time gig. Because I come home, I wake up at 5 in the morning, go to work, come home at 7 o'clock, have dinner, and then 9 o'clock rolls around. I'll do my best to shoot a video, edit it, and roll it out. And by the time I do that, all that, videos would typically go out by like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Then I only get 2 to 3 hours of sleep, and then rinse and repeat. And I was almost killing myself that way. I worked out something with my boss so I get 1 day a week off. But even with that, I was just playing catch up at times, and right now the comment boards are blowing up more and more. I'm getting more requests to do stuff. I'm getting requests to do side things. Work is picking up, and then I started doing my website now. I started focusing on that more, in this side business of mine, and that's picking up, and that might be going somewhere. So that's taking more time. So like I had to stop because I was getting sick. I was getting canker sores, and like my body was just not agreeing with me on getting, like, pretty much in a matter of 4 days I would get 10 hours of sleep, 10 to 12 hours of sleep. So 1.5 days worth in 4 days. So you can kind of see what that does to a person's health. And I did get sick for a while. I actually lost my voice a couple days ago, so I couldn't record anything this week. I tried to. I made the Gear VR video, but so to the point is, the last few weeks I've been just kind of reassessing my current situation. Just so where I stand with the YouTube, where I stand with the business, where I stand with work. And right now, I decided to push towards just focusing on YouTube and my business. Because to be honest, when I'm at work, I'm only thinking about YouTube and my business. So I'm not as productive as I should be. And to be honest, every day I go to work now, I feel like I'm wasting my freaking time. Not to say that I don't love my coworkers and my job, but my passion lies with you guys within this area, and then with the business I'm hoping to do. So recent events have come up, opportunities have come up, and I'm jumping on them right now, working them out and see if it goes anywhere. So fingers crossed that it does, because I would really love to dedicate more time to you guys. Like, I would love to do this many videos in a matter of a week or two. Have content for you guys every day. Better quality podcasts. Like, this is just me, and hopefully I might be able to bring other people in one day. We can have a decent conversation going. Higher production videos. So, just me upgrading the camera and everything else. It's just little steps here and there, because it took me 8 months of savings to get this. And once again, I got this used, like, really bargain, because this thing was really crap, in a crappy condition. But that's where I'm trying to head towards. So for those of you who don't understand what I'm trying to do for the business wide, it's not just retail stuff. I'm actually trying to make like a geek heaven. And that's as much as I will say. But be on the lookout for future video updates on that. But I'm also trying to get into the strap business too. So the designer in Korea, I'll still be working with them because, we've made a good relationship right now. So I'll keep selling his products. But I definitely want to bring out the rest of the designs out there because I don't feel like waiting. I'm pretty sure you guys are tired of waiting. So hopefully we'll get something going soon. Actually, for those of you guys who are on the podcast right now, what do you guys think of it? Like, I'm going to modify this, but what do you guys think of a band that will be kind of like this? You put it on there, and that's kind of how it would look. So, yeah, here's a better... So, it'll kind of be like this. And it'll be like a leather bangle instead. So, what do you guys think of that? So, I'd like to hear you guys' opinion. If you like the direction that I'm going in, I will keep going in that direction, and obviously more colors as well too. But what's it called here? Oh wait, let me look at your comments really quick. Don't be a slave, be your own boss. Do it, Andrew. I wish you all the best. Support. Thank you. All within reason. Yeah, we agree. And yeah, and that's the thing too. Like my girlfriend, my family, and my friends who supported me so far, they all been very supportive. But they all agree too that, they saw my physical condition going down, so they're like, you need to slow down a little bit, and I have, and so the last few weeks I've taken it easy, and it's gotten a little bit easier on me. So hopefully soon, fingers crossed, I'll be doing this full time. You guys will see more content again, but at the same time too, I definitely want to focus on the content editing, so I want to make it easier too. So just be on the lookout, guys. But thank you guys for your support. Like, I really appreciate the handful of you guys commenting on my stuff all the time, giving your fun comments, even coming in. And it's a Friday night. You guys, I don't know how many of you are here right now, but you guys are sitting here having conversation with me. So, and for those of you tuning in later on, if you're actually at this part of the video, almost 2 hours in, thank you for your dedication to my channel. And for your belief in me. So we'll see you there. Oh, you guys like it? All right, you think it looks cool? Metal studs. I want one. It's cool. All right, I'm working on it. Where is it? I got my leather scissors, and I got all my other. I went crazy on Amazon the other day. So we'll see what we do there. Andrew, my dude, great podcast. Keep the faith, positive energy. Dude, I'm always positive energy. I might have a little moments there, but no, everything I do is to progress forward, always forward. And this is for you guys. And to be honest, guys, I always say this, but if I ever reach 100,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers, or whatever, or my business takes off, I'll do like a world tour, because I went through my subscriber thing, and I even have like 5 fans in Kazakhstan. Like, it's weird, but I would want to go visit you guys. Like, have a meetup in Europe, Asia, and whatnot, and have a powwow together. And I'll buy dinner for all of you. That's my goal one day, because, why build a community if you don't ever meet them? That's what you gotta do. Let's see. Jesus, if the band is that wide, it must be flexible in order to not dig in your wrist. Well, yeah, I mean, this isn't really thick leather. I chose this because it's quite thin. It's malleable, so it's not really gonna dig into your. It's not really gonna dig into your wrist. And this is a cheap one, but I'm gonna work on like a softer inside as well too, like an inlay. So trust me, I'm experimenting. Like the version that you guys are gonna see and possibly pre-purchase in the Indiegogo campaign are gonna be better quality ones. Let me see here. Albertine, maybe you could do more of those vlogs you did, filming only with front-facing camera of the Note 4, minimum editing. I mean, less work, right? Actually, yeah, that's what some of... So the last couple weeks ago, I kind of just edited these podcasts and just posted those videos up. But yeah, and that's why I got this, just because I got this rig because I can take better vlogs now, better quality vlogs, and the audio would be better too. So I won't, even though the Samsung Note 4 was good and all, but it's easier for me to just point and then talk about a topic. So another way I was taking this channel was because now that I have a certain following, although I can't get a lot of these devices, I can still give my opinion and my overview on it and see if it's worth it or not. And a lot of you guys might like it, so here you go. But I definitely plan on doing more vlogs. Oops, sorry. Aberdeen, a world tour sounds awesome. Dude, I would love to go to Stockholm. I would love to check it out. I've never been to Europe. I've been all over Asia, but I've never been to Europe. So I would love to go. California, my sister's in California, so I need to go over to LA and San Fran sometime because I have a lot of friends out there too. So don't worry, and YouTube and Maker Studios, who I'm a part of, they're out in California anyway. So I gotta take a trip out there sooner or later. Imagine a strap that is black with white, glows like in the movie. Oh my God, yes! I think you just gave me an awesome idea, dude. I think you just gave me an epic idea. I will give you the credit. I did not even think about that. Imagine it being pure black. You got the Gear S on there. And you can rig it that it borrows some power from it and it just glows blue in the middle or something. That would be awesome. Good call. Good call, sir. That is awesome. Whether I have the means to make that, maybe not. But where there's a will, there's a way. Jesus Melendez, my daughter Catherine said you're cool. Oh, thank you. Thanks for saying that. That's awesome. That's an awesome comment. You didn't have to say that. No, thank you. That's all. You know what? No. Tell her that she's cool for... Wait, she watches my videos? Tell her she's cool for watching my videos. I think anyone who watches my videos are cool. I'll be doing that. But guys, I'm going to I love ideas of Tron. Dude, Tron... I'm sad that they canceled Tron 3. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really sad that they canceled it. And I was really looking forward to it. Because I was one of the people that actually liked the Tron Legacy movie. I was all about the new look. That was awesome. If I could, I would buy one of those light cycles that these private motorcycles manufacturers made. But I love the design. I love the whole concept of futuristic outfits and stuff too. So that's actually gonna be a part of my business. Oh, sorry about the noise, guys. But be on the lookout for that. Sorry, I messed up my mic here. Let me see here. But I'm actually gonna end it a little early. But I'm actually ending a little early today, guys, just because I got some other errands to run today, and this week's podcast was a little bit short notice on me. I kind of forgot about it, but I still did it. I'm committed to do it. But next week's podcast will be planned out a little bit better with more topics to talk about and stuff. And I'll see if I can go ahead and set up a way for you guys to call in. Because I tried doing that last time, but the Skype experiment kind of failed. So I'm going to see if I can get like a secondary line for you guys to call in towards. And we can actually chit-chat live. Because, to be honest, including this one, the last 5 podcasts have been awesome. It's been fun. Pretty much having conversations based off of your comments. But it's definitely nice to actually have a conversation with someone. Because for me, it's easier to bounce off ideas with people than... Pretty much the way this is working right now is I'll speak something and I'll have to wait for you guys to get something to reply back. So we'll do that. Oh, thanks, guys. Thank you again. And Albertine, get some sleep. Thank you for staying up so late. I really appreciate that. But do that. But definitely, you guys, thank you for those of you who tuned in. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Be on the lookout for next week's podcast, better structured. Next week's show will be at 9 p.m. on the dot. Well, I'll make it a little bit earlier so Albertine can go to bed early. But it'll be 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. next Friday. Got it? You guys good? Good? For Albertine at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. Check your Gmail. Sent you a band idea. I will. Thanks, Blazing. No, thank you. But guys, thanks for tuning in. Always appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next podcast. Have a good night, good day, good rest, good whatever time it is today. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.